You are listening to Indie Soul Rhythms with Moochie Alfonso.
It's good for us, and it's good for me, yeah.
The show that brings you the very best in Indie Soul. It's probably the grooviest show on the planet. Spend your Sunday afternoons with good food, good company, and good music. The Sunday Soul Brunch at Lobster and Grill, 12 High Street, Sutton, with music by Moochie Alfonso from Soul Groove Radio, plus guest DJs every Sunday from 1 p.m. to 6 p.m. 50% discount on selected drinks between 1 p.m. and 3 p.m. To book, call 020 8722 0180 or find us online at lobsterandgrill.co.uk. Make your Sunday brunch complete with Lobster and Grill.
Good afternoon and welcome back to the final hour of the show. Time just gone 3 p.m. right here in London. And as I promised, I'm joined by singer-songwriter, producer, author, entrepreneur, and 6th annual Indie Soul Award recipient, Bey Bright. Welcome to Indie Soul, my brother.
What's up, Mooch? Can you hear me clearly, brother?
I can hear you clearly, yes.
Yeah, man. Thanks for having me, man. I appreciate it. It's an honor to be with you again, brother.
No, it's a pleasure having you around again.
Yes, sir.
Since our last interview, which is early last year, I think, a lot has happened. So I'm gonna start by giving you your flowers because we haven't spoken since then. Congratulations, brother, for just a little bit reaching #1 on the DRT Global Top 150 Independent Airplay chart.
Thank you, man. That's great. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. It was a surprise, man. You know, like I said, I just been grinding, man. You just never know which record's going to hit, but thank you, Moochie. I appreciate that.
It's paying off. It's paying off. But not only that, your latest EP, Soul Nostalgia 5, has now produced 3 #1 singles and garnered an Indie Soul Award as well since its release in March. Has now produced 3 #1 singles and garnered an Indie Soul Award as well since its release in March.
Yeah, man, that's fantastic. Thank you, man. Like I said, I put that out on March 15th of this year. It's only May. And shout out, of course, to the UK soul fans and presenters and like yourself and all the music buyers and streamers, because on the top 30 indie soul charts, the UK soul charts, I should say. Excuse me, I'm getting my charts mixed up. It was another top 10 project over in the UK. I think we peaked at number of maybe 3 or 5 over there. So on the UK soul chart, so I was happy with the Soul Nostalgia 5 EP doing that. But again, man, you know, we bounce from, you know, we're across the pond, we all over the world, man. It feels good.
Amazing. So I want to start from the very beginning. I want you to take us, down memory lane and just talk to us. You know, when was the first time you knew that you had the gift to sing and write songs?
Oh man, well, you know, my parents played music all over the house, so I was just inspired by what was happening there. But my gift came about from listening to those great soul groups of the past. Well, you know, guys are still around like the OJs, the Whispers, Rick James, the Gap Band, the Jackson 5, Michael as a solo artist, and others. So I would say, oh man, in my early years, but when I first started singing around the house, I was really Michael Jackson. That was the voice that captivated me and captured me. So like so many kids of a certain era, you know, Mike was just like the guy. So Michael Jackson's voice, and I started trying to really sing like him. I just loved his music and his songs. So I would say as a kid, man, that's when it really started. But as far as producing and writing, I would say in my teen years, I started listening, and you know, guys like Teddy Riley. You know, and I got a little older. Teddy Riley was like a guy I was listening to, being from Harlem. You know, his sound was slick. It was R&B, but it was fused with hip hop, and that was really my vibe. So that's what kind of made me really start wanting to get deep into it, among some other stuff that I was hearing, you know, from a hip hop production standpoint and an R&B standpoint.
Yeah. So what would you be doing if you were not making music?
be doing something in business, man. You know, I'm a businessman as well as an artist, so something in business. I like finance. I like entrepreneurship. So I'd be some type of businessman, entrepreneur, sort of like I am now, but maybe not just in the creative space, just in a more quote unquote business space,
Yeah.
entrepreneurial space. Yeah.
Yeah, that actually leads me quite nicely into the next question I was going to ask you. How do you
Mhm.
manage to maneuver, your business side, and your the music side, and
All
how do
right.
you manage to focus and really stay in the game?
Well, the business became primary because of necessity. Let's just say that, when you're an artist and you're creative, you're really not trying to do real business. You're just trying to sing, rap,
Mhm.
produce, dance, whatever it is your natural, qualities are. But after a lot of the major labels didn't believe in what I was doing, I started feeling like I had my voice within wouldn't let it just die because the A&R executive told me I didn't have what it took.
Yeah.
They didn't like this beat. So I started just to kind of figure out how I could do it myself. And so I kind of just cultivated that whole energy behind what do I need to do to get my music out there. Of course, it used to be CDs before it was streaming. So that whole process of learning how to set up a structured real business, I had to
Hmm.
figure that all out. I bought a book. So anybody wants to know, reading is fundamental, as they say.
Yeah.
And you got to read, man. So I bought a music, this what business of music. I think that was the book way back in the day, and other music business books. And so I just read and studied, and then I just proceeded on to set up my company, Bright Vision Entertainment, as a limited liability company. They call it here in the States a LLC. And then looking for distribution. So I just started, you look on the back of records to see, well, what labels do this and who distributes this for Michael Jackson or
Mm.
Billy Joel or whoever it may be, and that's how I went about it, man, step by step. Being in New York City, I just pounded the pavement. I would hit the train, hit the bus, take a taxi, and just go to these places. That's what I used to do, man. And so I set up the infrastructure, and then I never let the creativity part, because it's hand in hand. Most people really do one or the other. I was just blessed by the creative to be able to do both.
And you then wrote a book.
Yeah, I wrote a book, man, and like I said, I really recommend it for people like myself. You know what happened, Moochie? People see some of the successes I've had, and they
Yeah.
ask me, "Well, Bey, how do you do this?" And then
Yeah.
it just became easier to compile the information in a simple ebook form. It's an ebook. I didn't,
Yeah.
we're in a digital age, man. So everything with my business structure is more digital product.
Yeah.
So I put a small ebook together that I sell on Amazon for $9.99. And the reason why I don't give it out for free, Mooch, is because I believe, no, you got to respect. If you respect your craft and you really want it to mean something, you need to invest in yourself. So
Absolutely.
part of my message to people is invest in yourself. I've spent hundreds of thousands
Yeah.
of dollars doing what I do over the years. And if you can't afford $10, £10, then
You're
you
not
really ain't
serious.
about the music business anyway. You're not
No, you're not
serious.
serious. Yeah. Yeah. I
So the
remember
indie hustle, man.
I remember the last time we spoke and you told me about the book. I went and
Yeah,
I downloaded it. I
I
recommend
appreciate
anyone
that.
who's thinking of going independent to read that book.
I appreciate it. And just so before we
Yeah.
get off of that, people who want to know, I mean, the book is just really a streamlined,
Mm.
pound for pound, what I've done. That's what I put in the book. So it's like, Bey, how do you do this? How do you do that? The book will tell you
Yeah.
exactly what you need to do. And it's good because it compiles everything. You don't have to, I've done the research for you. So really,
Yeah.
I still did a nice job helping people, but I just put it together. But then it's up to you to take it and run with it.
That's right. That's right. I agree 100% because I've read it and
Oh, okay. I appreciate that,
I've
man.
taken some nuggets from it. I'm not a
Ah, I
neurologist,
appreciate
but I'm applying some of those principles to some of the stuff that I'm doing. So
Yeah, yeah, and I
it's
mean, it's good. You can the knowledge can
yeah,
just transfer over to different things, and for the
absolutely.
UK folks, since we're talking in the UK, because I do so much work in the UK, I did put information for those UK listeners who are
Yeah.
independent artists, because things are not apples to apples. In America, we have certain things like as far as like publishing and things like that. So I was able to kind of compile some good stuff for the UK folks as well.
Yeah. Amazing. Amazing. So with all this that's happening,
Mhm.
who does your styling?
Oh man, I style myself, man. That's funny. I knew you were gonna ask me that. I don't know if you can see. We gonna video this. I got my
I
soul
can
in the style.
see coordinating all the way.
Yeah, brother. That's what it is, man. Tom Ford glasses, soul nostalgia gear, man.
Yeah, yeah,
But I mean, when I'm not wearing my own product, I'm just styling myself, man. My girl may tell me, baby, I want to see you or something like this. So
yeah,
I give her a shout out.
yeah. I know. Like what they say, iron sharpens iron. I've
Yeah,
really, really taken some of your ideas, and I've also like I've got my own gear with my own logo.
right, right.
So
Oh,
when I'm
that's
doing
good
events,
stuff,
yeah,
man. I'm
I
glad I was
try
able to
to.
inspire you. I mean, hey man, you're an entrepreneur like me, Moochie, and the
Yeah,
bottom line is everything is about presentation, brother. So
absolutely. Yeah,
with soul nostalgia, it's funny because let's start from the music. I was trying to create something that people could gravitate to me. What is Bey Bright known for? So
yeah,
the soul nostalgia brand was born because I was trying to give people a tagline, or so to speak, of what I'm about.
yeah,
So soul music, but I like the old school stuff. So I try to
yeah,
blend it with contemporary vibes. And then from the clothing, I just think it's a pretty cool look. Like the logo got the
yeah,
vinyl. So,
yeah.
and it works, man. So
It does.
anybody
Yeah.
looking to support me, man, soul nostalgia stuff online at my website,
All right.
beybrightbbe.com. Mm-hmm.
All right. You hear that, people? If you want
Mm-hmm.
some of this stylish, yeah, you gotta visit his website.
I appreciate that.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, I mean, I don't know where to begin. You've done really well. I mean, when we first spoke, I think
Mm-hmm.
what single was out, which was also number one at that time.
Probably Vibe,
Vibe,
something like
yes.
that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
which
from the
was
Soul
number
Nostalgia Pre. Mm-hmm.
yeah, which is number one. So
Mm-hmm.
I mean, just talk us through how do you handle the success of your music?
Well, man, I mean, I'm a spiritual guy, Moochie, so I try to stay grounded spiritually. That's really when people ask me that. I stay
Yeah,
spiritually grounded and motivated through the creator. And, ego, man, I try to learn from past mistakes because here's the tough part of this game, Moochie. Dealing with people, that's the hard part. Me being in my own laboratory, my own studio, doing it all by myself, that's fine. But when I have to engage with others like yourself, or the
mm,
singers that I used to work with, like, and I collaborate, then it becomes a different energy. You understand? And I'm a big
yeah,
energy guy. So what
yeah,
I tell people, you ask me how I do it, I try to stay spiritually grounded, and then I try to check my ego at the door and try to create win-win situations as best as possible because everybody has an ego in this business, from the
yes,
radio director, the DJ, the singer, the
yeah,
producer. And what you find is a lot of chaotic relationships. And I'm going to be the first to say it hasn't always worked out well. As a matter of
yeah,
fact, I got pushed to the front because I just could not work with a lot of the singers and people I was collaborating with because they couldn't check their egos, or they had an
totally.
idea in their head. And
Yeah,
then things just don't work out. So you got
yeah,
to look at that. I have people ask me stuff. You got to look at your spiritual person, and then you have to check your ego, man, because we win bigger if we work together.
together. Yeah. I'm always saying that to, to my friends and colleagues, like,
Mm-hmm.
the pie is so huge.
It is.
If we work together, we can share that pie and be filled to the brim. But like you say, if you don't check your ego at the door, it messes everything up.
Hey man,
So,
and I
but
mean, and it happens to the best of us, Moose. Like I said, I used to
absolutely.
take it real personal, but then I look at Barry Gordy at Motown. I mean,
Yeah.
people left his label. People were like, "Oh, Barry's not paying me enough," or "This ain't doing this one." And so it happens to
Yeah.
Andre Harrell when he
Yeah.
was alive. Happens to Quincy Jones. It happens to Barry Gordy. So it happens to Bey Bright too. All you can do is keep moving, and hopefully you can find the people that you can coexist and work with on a
Absolutely.
pleasant,
No.
business
Yeah.
level.
No, I
Mm-hmm.
agree. 100%.
Yeah.
100%. And so if you were to give a blueprint, I know you've written a book about hustling, right?
Mm-hmm.
But if you were to
Mm-hmm.
give a blueprint for staying relevant, staying on the charts, and being able to do high level collaborations, I know we touched a little bit about that. What would that blueprint look like?
I mean, the blueprint to staying relevant is to, first of all, you just got to be true to yourself. You know, you can't really, I don't believe in chasing the trends. I think
Mm,
what you have to do is have a knowledge of self, look at what's happening because you can get stuck in the past, so to speak.
mm,
So, my suggestion would be to stay relevant is just know what you are, who you are, get feedback from the folks, you know, and take it outside of your mom and your dad or your granny or
yeah.
you know, you take it to people like yourself, people who play music for a living. You understand?
Mm,
Stay relevant by getting opinions, staying true to yourself, combining the best of what you do. Watch others who are successful because there is truth in watching what's already working and try to mesh some of those ideas and vibes into what you're doing. And
mm,
this, you know, that helps you stay relevant, you know, stay around some young people, learn from the older. See, I'm a guy that likes to pull from everywhere. So to help stay relevant, I would say pull, be open, keep your mind and your spirit open to new ideas, new energies, do your history, learn about the history because everything is kind of cyclical anyway. You
yeah.
know,
Yeah.
something I think is new today. If I really go back, oh well, man, they were doing that
It's
in
been,
1950. You know what
yeah.
I mean? You
Yeah.
just don't know.
True. Yeah.
You know, you see the handshakes, like I see in basketball or in football and in soccer for you guys. You might see guys doing handshakes. I went back and looked at some old war history stuff. The brothers over in Vietnam, they were doing the same thing
Same
in the
thing.
60s.
Yeah. No,
I
it's
was
true.
shocked.
Yeah. Now, they say nothing is new under the sun, and
Nothing's new under the
we
sun.
got to believe that. Um,
So I'm sorry, but before you go, you said so. You said stay relevant, and
yeah.
so yeah. What was the other part of that question? Because you said
It
I had
was
something in
uh,
my head.
okay. Yeah, it was about staying relevant and
Oh,
staying
and
on the
maneuvering.
charts,
Hmm.
staying on the
Yeah,
charts, and also
staying on
being
the
able
chart.
to do high level collaborations.
Yeah, I mean, again, so high level collaborations and staying on the charts, man. Again, staying on the charts is just about putting the best music out as possible. And I think to stay on the charts, you do have to kind of tap into some of what's going on around you. You know, as an independent, you got to
Yeah,
see what the majors are doing, what's working, and then try to vibe your style into that. And hopefully, you can get some success. And, you know, on the charts and just collaborations, it's really about, again, if you can find the egos that can mesh well and the
yeah,
energies, that's the only way to do it because you can try to get in the studio, but we have a lot of stories behind people just couldn't get together because the egos were clashing. And I
yeah,
always come back, and I don't like to be a naysayer and a Debbie Downer, but I harp on the ego thing because I've seen how destructive it is in
yeah,
creativity. You know, so but if you can make it work, if you could, again, what's the solution? Understand what you want to do from the top. Everybody needs to say, this is what I'm looking for.
hmm,
You tell me, I tell you from the beginning. Because once the ball starts rolling, it's too late. If I agree to work with Moochie, you say, hey, I'm gonna give you 10%, and I say okay, then say it gets huge. But 10% is what I agree to, and that's what I get. I can't come to Moochie, oh man, I want 50%
50%.
now.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know, and those are the things that happen. You
yeah,
understand?
yeah,
But we 2 months ago we agreed that it was gonna be 10%,
yeah,
you know. So you gotta really work through those kind of things. And so you gotta know what you want up front, get it all written in sometimes most of the time you gotta get it in writing. I
yeah,
would suggest get it in writing,
yeah. Just
not
get a
most of the
contract.
time,
Yeah,
all of the time. Get a
yeah,
contract. It's what's done is done. And then, and then what I hope to see is if we see success, let's build on the success. But what you see a lot of the times is once the success comes, the egos get even more inflated. Well, I
mm.
think I didn't need Moochie. Moochie ain't really do all this. I did this by myself. I'm Bey Bright. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying? And
yeah,
Moochie
yeah,
was like, well, I was playing the records. I went to the DJs. I'm the one who got you on the radio. Oh, that wasn't that important though. You know, I was the one who made the record. You know what I'm saying? It's
yeah,
that kind of nonsense. So you gotta, for all the independents and majors who want to know how to keep this thing together in 2024, the spirit of cooperation and collaboration and working together in harmony is the
mm.
goal.
Yeah.
That's what I would suggest.
I think like I said, it goes all over, even as DJs, even in business. When you want to form a partnership, you got to find the right person who actually gets you, somebody you can work with, somebody you can you understand each other and you respect. I think respect is one of the key things as well, because I think sometimes when egos are not checked, we disrespect each other.
I'm gonna give you something, Moochie. Like I thought about, like I look at life as a bus ride or a tube ride. Say I'm on the tube in London and I'm
Yeah,
going out to Kensington, right?
yeah,
In life, we may start together downtown London, but unfortunately, it may not be God's plan for us to go all the way to Kensington train station together, High
yeah,
Street. You feel me? It becomes your journey and your destination was
yeah.
somewhere in the middle of that. And I had to learn that unfortunately, nothing lasts forever. That's something I teach myself.
Very
Very
true.
few things last forever. Like if
Very
you look
true.
at Microsoft over there, you look at history, Steve Jobs, I'm not Steve Jobs, Bill Gates and Paul Allen, they started together, but they didn't finish together.
Yeah,
Steve Jobs and Apple, before he passed, it just nothing's meant to really last forever.
whatever.
So
Yeah,
you got to really take the best qualities and time that you work together and go from there and try to get the best of it and appreciate what everybody contributes to the situation.
absolutely. So we've already touched on this, the new EP, Soul Nostalgia
Yeah,
5.
yeah,
Every song on it is a hit. Talk us through
yeah.
how you came to write. Tell me anything you want. I just want your love.
Yeah, yeah. Well, that's called "Love You Down," actually. But I know the hook says "Love You." I just want to
I
love
don't
you,
love
but
you. Yeah.
that's "Love You Down." I don't want to get the people who listeners confused. How it came about? Tell me. Everything with me is love, man. Love, romance, sex. That's my vibe. Man, I ain't gonna lie, man. So I
Yeah.
try to combine those energies that people love and just make it sound soulful, man. So "Tell Me" was about me trying to talk to a woman and say, "Hey, I'm interested. Tell me what you want. Tell me what you need." I was in that mindset on a player, like, "Hey, baby, whatever you want. I got to spend these pounds to buy these bottles in the club. We do that.
Yeah.
So that was how that play. It was playful, sensual vibe. Anything you want was more from a love perspective in the relationship. Anything you want, I'm appreciative of what you've been able to do for me, and the blessings you brought to my life. So if I got it, you can have it. That's what the hook kind of says.
Yeah.
Love You Down is more of again, playful, sensual vibe. Hey man, I just want to do what we do, make it sexy, make it
Yeah.
happen. So that
Yeah.
was that. And then I threw on we got just a little bit for the steppers
Yeah.
and soulful jazzy kind of vibe, and 365 Love is more of a new jack contemporary style,
Yeah.
and that's kind of just a love song. So yeah, man, it came together. Soul Nostalgia 5, that was the last piece of the collection, man. So 1 through 5, if you haven't heard the Soul Nostalgia, I encourage everybody to check it out. Some good stuff on there, but not
Yeah.
just myself, but some quality singers that I wrote and produced some records on as well.
Amazing. You actually do live your music. I remember, was it a few months ago, I got in touch
Mhm.
and say, "Hey, come, let's get together." And you were
Yeah.
like, "No, man, I gotta take my lady. It's her birthday. I'm taking her
Oh,
out."
man, we went on a cruise, man. Like
Yeah.
people who follow me on social media probably saw me. I was out there in Barbados
Barbados.
and
Yeah.
St. Lucia. Yeah, man. I hit the Caribbean. I hit a couple of islands. So yeah, I had to do that. Again, it's important.
Yeah.
Love, I believe it's the strongest power in the world. And
Mm.
so I try to tap into love because you can go love, you can go hate. But when I thought about what's the strongest energy in the universe, I said love, love for your children, love for your mom,
Yeah.
love for your woman or your spouse, your significant other. Those things are really, and then you say, well, how is it stronger than, let's say, hate? It's about what are you willing? I think you're willing to do more for love than you are when you don't
Yeah.
like someone. I mean, you can be angry in the moment, but are you willing to, if you saw your child under a bus, I think you would risk your own life. I
Yeah.
don't think you would risk your life to get a guy that you didn't like if he was under a bus already. You might just let him get hit by the bus. You're not going to be so angry that I'm going to jump under the bus and we both go. You understand what I mean by that?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So that's when I said that's when you gotta focus on love. So I just put that energy in there into the music, man, and it's been suiting me well. It's not a new formula by
Yeah.
any
Yeah.
means. I just took it and honed it because again, nothing's new. But I don't think people have tapped into the love energy like I'm talking about and really
Mm.
see it like that. That's just my perspective.
Amazing. So where can listeners get your music?
Music is all over the world, Mooch. It's like Spotify,
Yeah.
Apple Music, iTunes, Amazon. It's everywhere, man. So everywhere music is sold and streaming, let's just put it that way. Everybody knows the big digital retailers. It's
Yeah.
there. Just put them in Bey
Amazing.
Bright and YouTube. I can't forget YouTube. So
Yeah.
those major players, that's where you can find Bey Bright.
Fantastic. So what are we expecting in 2024?
2024 Mooch really is just going to be about. I start early in the year. I like to do my stuff early. So 2024 is just going to be me stretching this out. There's 5 songs on the EP. I'll
Mhm.
probably promote. I've done, the UK, you guys are so great. You picked me up early. And I think, you guys pretty much know what I'm doing. Thanks for the support. But I'm just promoting it all over the world now.
Yeah.
Of course, in my own backyard in the US, they're picking it up. And, so we just stretching it out, man. Soul Nostalgia 5, I'm just pushing that all year. I'm really trying to get my merch picked up. Again,
Yeah.
it helps me as an artist. People say, how do they help? Again, we talked about this early in the interview, but I'm really promoting my book, The Indie Hustle,
Yeah.
and I'm promoting my merchandise, Soul Nostalgia, and I'm just focusing in on that from a business perspective, doing a lot more advertising, marketing, and promotion on the Soul Nostalgia brand, from the music to the clothes to the books.
Right. Brilliant. Brilliant. So is there anything else you haven't done in your career that you still want to do?
I would have loved, Mooch, again, this independent grind is a grind, like I say, but I would love to have gotten like a bigger distribution. I want to do 2 things, folks, and I forgot for 2024. I'm looking into licensing. So
Right.
licensing is big for me musically. I had some success a few years back, but I really want to focus in on licensing my music on Netflix, movies, Apple TV, because again, that's where the revenue is, and it's just to help build the brand. So I want to do that more. What I haven't done is I haven't really been able to establish. I would like to get more sponsorship from like a liquor brand or a clothing brand, even collaborate a win-win and
Yeah.
really try to build my live show more. I haven't really been able to do that as much as I would like to because I've been writing and producing, but like Babyface used to do. Now he's been, performing for a while, but it used to be a time where he was just always in the studio.
Yeah.
I think it's people ask me, well, when you gonna be out there? Now I'm really surprised, UK, you listening? Ain't nobody called me, man. I mean, I'm doing all these hits. I got 20 consecutive top 10 records in the UK. 20.
We talked
Ain't
about this
nobody hitting
last
me
year.
up.
We talked about this last
Yeah.
year.
I'm like,
So,
I don't want to really put no names out. Usually I'd be putting people on blast, Mooch, but y'all promoters in the UK know who y'all
yeah.
are. How you gonna have this one and that one and not Bey Bright? I'm always on the top of the
Yeah.
charts, and I'm just keeping it a buck, keeping it real. So, hey man, musicians out there, we need to collaborate. We need to
Yeah.
get me out there at one of the Soul Jazz Cafe or Jazz, was it the Jazz Cafe
Yeah.
out there? I
Yeah.
mean, come on, man. The bad boy indie soul waiting to hit the soils of the UK.
We'll
So
try
that's
and put,
what's up. That's what I'm looking for, man.
we'll try and put some feelers out. Yeah, to some people that I know and see if anything can come up.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
I mean, trust me, I'm watching,
Yeah.
Mooch. I'm always watching what everybody's doing, and I don't hate on nobody. But I do scratch my head and go,
How come?
somebody
Yeah.
hitting me up? How is that even possible?
Yeah, I know.
Let's work this business, man. But anyway, so
Yeah.
that's my goals, man. Licensing the music and doing more of a live thing, incorporate my music and stuff like that, man. So that's really, and so what I haven't done, work with some major. I would love to work with a major artist too, like a major label artist, somebody who's
Yeah.
really well known,
Yeah.
because that could help myself. And it just builds the brand. One of the things, Mooch, that I'm kind of disappointed about is when you're independent forever, you really never get the major look that you need to get, because people can only go by what they see on and hear on
Yeah.
big time TV and radio. That's just the way the world works.
Yeah.
It's gotten better. People say, "Oh, social media is still very difficult."
And
When
no, it is. Yeah.
the
It is.
algorithms. If you're not Kim Kardashian, you're not getting picked up on every blog, or if you're not what's her name, Adele. Those people gonna get the looks. But again, I'm happy with what I've been able to do, but I would love to be able to collaborate with bigger name sponsors bigger name independent distributors. So yeah,
Right.
that's what I would say. That's a goal I'm working on.
Right. Okay, I'm gonna do just a couple of fun questions because I know I'm running over a little bit.
Yeah.
What's the best compliment you've ever got?
Compliment I've ever got is I love your music, and I never heard you before, but I heard you for the first time, and I love your stuff, and I'm a fan.
Nice one. Top 5 R&B artist.
Man, that's tough, man. But for my
I know,
money,
I
I'm
know this
going.
one it can change. But like at the moment, right now.
Yeah, well, I'm always gonna keep. Let me just go. Michael Jackson.
Mm.
I'm gonna go with New Edition was one of my favorites. But I'm gonna say some producers. I'm gonna go Kashif. I'm gonna
Shout out
go.
to
I said
Kashif, yeah.
Michael. I love Kashif. Oh,
Yeah.
Rick James.
Yeah.
And I'm just gonna say, R. Kelly. I mean, he was one of my favorites, man. I mean, I don't, he's going through whatever
Yeah, I
he's
know.
going through,
Yeah.
but musically, bro,
You
I
can't take
can't
that away
take
from
away
him.
30 years of greatness. You know what I mean?
No, you
So,
can't. You can't.
yeah. So
Yeah.
Michael, Rick James, R. Kelly, Kashif, and I love New Edition. So I'm gonna go with those today.
Amazing. So thank you so much for taking time to be with us here on Rhythm Indie Soul Rhythms. We consider you family, and hopefully we can get something done for you to come over to the UK. Your time, your energy, and artistry mean a great deal to us. So thank you. I appreciate you, and this platform is here for you anytime. I wish you the best for 2024. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to jump into a break, and then when I come back from the break, I'm going to play anything you want.
Appreciate that, man. I'm all over Bey Bright, man. Appreciate it. Soul Nostalgia 5. Take care, Mooch.
Anything you want, girl. Anything you need, girl. Anything you want, girl. If you want it, you can get it. If I got it, you can have it. Tell me, I shouldn't have to tell ya. You should already know that I love you, girl. Yeah. And whatever you want, you can get it, baby. Any reason, any season, I'm thankful for your loving. And I know it ain't easy, trying to love a man like me. But I promise you, girl, baby, a life of love and security. Tell me, baby, I got you, baby. Anything you want, girl. Anything you need, girl. Anything you need, baby. Anything you want, girl.
You are listening to Indie Soul Rhythms with Moochie Alfonso.
It's good for us, and it's good for me, yeah.
The show that brings you the very best in indie soul. It's probably the grooviest show on the planet.